Welcome to the PBR Material Authoring in Blender with Cloud AI. In this course, we will explore the complete process of authoring physically based materials directly inside Blender. Rather than relying solely on pre-made textures, you will learn how to build flexible, reusable materials using Blender's shader system and procedural workflow. Along the way, we will also explore how Cloud AI can become a valuable technical assistant during the creative process. Instead of replacing artistic decisions, Cloud helps accelerate technical problem solving by assisting with UV planning, shader logic and troubleshooting, and most importantly, procedural node setups. By the end of this course, you will be able to confidently create production-ready PBR materials inside Blender, organize efficient material workflows, and use AI as a collaborative assistant to improve both speed and consistency without compromising creativity. This course is designed mainly for beginners with reasonable experience in Blender and Blender Shader Editor. So, let's get started and begin exploring the art and science of PBR material authoring in Blender using the AI Claude. Alright, so welcome. In this course, we will divide up the lessons into 4 or 5 chapters. So we'll first arrange the model and prep it for texture. Then we are going to UV unwrap it. We'll then use the mesh map that I provided in the source files. This primarily includes the ambient occlusion and curvature map. You'll also find the object ID in there. So then we can now head over to the main stages of texturing. The primary stage, which is to apply the primary or the first layer of the textures, and then the secondary layer or the coating texture, which will involve a lot of mesh mapping. We'll use those mesh maps that are provided from the source files as mask to determine where the primary and the secondary textures will appear. So let's get to it. Hi. So in this chapter, we will go over the model. We'll be texturing. We will use the model we already have built in the previous course titled Hard Surface Modeling in Blender with Cloud. From that course, we built this little cute stylized robot mech. This is the model we'll essentially use throughout this course for our texture authoring in Blender 5.1. If you don't have this model, you probably didn't go through that course. You can head over to the source file. You'll find the blend file called base file. That's what you need to start the course. Shall we begin? So once again, we have the cute robot mech. And as you can see that it's divided up into 4 different sections. We want to make it just 3. I will explain in a bit. So for now, the axes, whatever object that are in the axis collection, just select them all and put them under the base. We can delete the axis, select this 3, and this is good enough. Right now, if you just go through the model, you will see that some of the models still have their modifiers applied. If you wish to apply all of them at once, you can select them, right-click, convert to mesh. I just want to leave it like this for now because we'll be doing a few more things. If we head over to the panel section, in our 3D viewport, you can see some of the rotation and scale value are still off. We need them to be frozen. We need to apply the rotation and scale. But that presents to us a new problem. Some of these objects are still instances of others. It wouldn't allow us at this moment to apply the transform. Let's just try it. Control A and scale. It doesn't. So this is our first task for Claude. Let's get to it. All right, so that's our first task for Claude. We don't want to go through each and every single one of the objects to determine which is an instance, which is not. It's going to take so much time. We can leave the repeatable process for Claude. This is excellent. Claude just confirmed that it's already set. Let's see what the problem is here. Okay, let's go out of the full screen, modify, X out of from the panel. So what we have here in the bevel, it says the amount is 0.0131 meter, and it's different here. So let's change that. Okay. There is no other problem. So let's go to the vertex data property and verify that there is no object that is an instance of another. And all of this is very good. Yes, this is perfect. Now, before we proceed, let's do one more thing about the collection. So we're going to just select each and every single one of these objects. You can do so by pressing A, Control C, copy object, and Control V. Even a shorter cut is Shift D to duplicate. Shift D and move it in the X-axis. All right. While they are still all selected, press M to give it a new collection. We'll call this reference model. So all of these objects are in one single collection called the reference model. We are just going to use this as the reference model. So if you press Z and go to the material preview mode, this is what we are looking at. We want to retain it as it is because we are going to be making change to this model very soon. So we want to keep the model here, but we also want to keep the material here to act as a color guide, a color reference for us. All right, now that that's set, we don't need these to be multiple objects. If you want to, I would recommend that you first of all convert to mesh and then Ctrl J to join. I'll just leave it like this. It's not really a problem for me. So I'll just collapse this. And one more thing about the collection, just scroll down to find this funnel icon, click on it and select the selectable icon. This is what we are now going to have. I'll click on the selectable icon in the collection tab, not by clicking this. If I toggle it off, the entire model inside the collection likewise will be disabled. So this would mean that I can no longer select any of the objects within this collection. That's most suitable for me. So I'll just let Claude know one thing. So I'll tell Claude that I have this model to be the reference model, that it doesn't need to consider this model at all for anything at all, unless it's for reference sake. So that's the reason why we've disabled on the selectability. All right, so let's see if Claude understands this. Okay, now it understands. Let's continue from where we left off. So just collapse this. We don't need it expanded. We can just bring this one down. Now that we have 3 different collections, let's now begin working on our model. Let's ask Claude to remove strip all the materials from this object and assign it to just one material so that we can work with one texture for now. Let's just do that. It's perfectly done. Now we have one material which equals to one texture set. Once again, we may expand on this depending on the complexity of our shading. So now that we have that set up, let's now handle the modifiers. We don't want anything to break. Right now, watch what happens. Let's just suppose if I select all of these objects and then the base, Ctrl J, see what happens. See this? Everything breaks. That's because the modifiers were not applied. So just do yourself a favor, right click, make sure you select all the object, right click, convert to mesh. Now, if you want to join, fine. I prefer to not join. So we're just going to leave it this way. This is what we will be working with. Now that you can see, we have just one material. All right. Let us now get to the UV unwrapping. We are going to leave this task for the next lesson.